The MCDU is the interface to the flight management and guidance system. It requires a lot of information to be able to do its calculation for navigation and performance. All this is set in for departure as part of the departure setup, and again set in and verified for arrival at the top of descent. For departure, we set up the MCDU with an acronym known as DIFS RIPP. DIFS RIPP. So the Airbus departure setup uses a specific sequence of setting up the information on the individual pages, and this acronym here will allow you to remember the sequence which you set it up. In our presentation on MCDU handling, we go into much more detail about how to set this up. This poster, together with a lot of other useful information about the MCDU, such as the MCDU manual, is available for our students via our e-learning platform. I will now go through briefly how to set up the MCDU for departure, talking about the sequence and the individual pages, but I will not go into detail about how to set the information or how the information looks when you set it in. This is part of our lesson on MCDU handling, one I strongly advise you to watch as part of our operation and performance course. We will start, of course, with the MCDU being powered up. And when it's powered up, it will land right here on the MCDU menu page. From there, I can select FMGS. And the first page that I will be setting up is in fact through the data, the aircraft status page. The aircraft status page allows me to check the navigational database to ensure that it is in fact valid. At the same time, I can also see here the pilot stored information from the 5th database, and I can clear it if I need to. I also check the engine options and engine performance criteria on the data page right here. From the data page, I will go to my Init page. We call this Init A. The initialization page allows you to put in the from and the to, together with the alternate airport, if you have a company route, cost index, flight number, and your level for cruise, temperature, and turbopause level. You can also set in here any winds that might be particularly useful for performance calculations. Once the aircraft knows it's from and to, we can go to the 3rd page, F for flight plan. Here we're able to set up the entire flight plan from departure to destination, including the alternate. We will start with the departure, selecting what runway we're going to take off at, together with any applicable SID. Then we will build the en route segment with airways, waypoints, constraints, all the way down to the arrival airport, where we will put the runway, the approach, and if applicable, the star. Once we have built the entire flight plan, we can then build the alternate flight plan, provided we have selected an alternate airport, by going through the same sequence of departure, en route segment, and arrival into our alternate. Once the flight plan is built, which is the biggest part of this setup, we will then go to our secondary flight plan. This MCDU and the flight management and guidance system allows the pilots to build and have a secondary flight plan, one that is not active at the time, to mess around with routing, performance, etc. before inserting it or without generating anything on the active flight plan that might cause problems for the crew in terms of navigation. The secondary flight plan right here for departure can be used for different reasons. Taking off from a parallel runway if we think that we're going to get a last minute runway change. We can also set it up for a departure alternate in case we have bad weather taking off and we're unable to come back. We can set it up for an immediate return back to our airport. We can set it up for a complicated engine out SID if that exists, or we can simply just copy the active flight plan to have a backup. Pilots will choose based on the scenario and the operation what they want for their secondary flight plan. That was the first 4, DIFS. From there, the 5th page is the radio NAVAID page. Here I will manually tune any NAVAIDs I need for the departure or as part of the SID to ensure that the aircraft does not auto-tune any NAVAID that I may need in case of an emergency or in case of normal navigation if I have to do manual navigation. Now that I have all the flight planning set in, I can go to the second part, which is the Init Page B. This allows me to set in the zero fuel weight, the zero fuel CG, as well as the block fuel on the aircraft. And by having that information together with the fuel policy values for final reserve, trip fuel, etc., it will then calculate the flight plan with time and fuel all the way. And it will give me, very importantly here, extra time and fuel value for my flight. After I've set that up and everything has been calculated, I will then set up my performance for takeoff. The performance includes setting in the V speeds, the flap setting, the THS setting, as well as any takeoff shift that might be applicable to that particular takeoff. My final page is the progress page. And the progress page will allow me to have a good reference point after takeoff. We set a reference point for the departing threshold to allow us to have a bearing and distance to that threshold. And that is extremely useful for the pilots in case of an immediate return or any failure shortly after takeoff. It allows the pilots to turn back towards that threshold immediately and know exactly the distance to that landing threshold. If you have an emergency and you have to come back to that airport, it's going to be the same runway you take off at that's still active. DIFS RIPP. DIFS RIPP is the sequence, and these 8 pages is how we set up the MCDU and hence the flight management and guidance system for departure.